Ladies, stop having sex with men. Stop having sex with men. And let me tell you why. I know many rich men. I've dated many rich men. I have kids by rich men. I know more rich men than most women, very wealthy rich men. And when these men were screwing me over when I decided to divorce my ex-husband, I'll tell you the story that one of them told me. That back in history, there was a time when we did have a matriarchy. And the problem with that is that women stopped having sex with men, so then they had to buy prostitutes.
There you go. I mean, telling women to stop having sex with men is like telling men to stop spending money on women. Men love sex, women love money. But to tell women to stop sleeping with men because they voted for Trump is never going to work. And like you said, some women are going to be prostitutes. They don't mind sleeping with men just for the sole purpose of money. But before we go in, shout out to Anton Daniels. I got this video from his channel. Link down below to the full video. Let's go.
And that's why rich men will never allow us to have a matriarchy, because then they know we'll stop sleeping with them. So the greatest weapon we have during the next 4 years is to stop sleeping with men.
That's not true, because even women who make money, who make lots of money, want men who make even more money than them. So it goes back to what I just said, that women love money, and they love money, especially when the man is spending money on them. But guess what? Men want sex in return. It's a transaction. It doesn't matter what type of relationship it is. If it's between a man and a woman, usually there's compensation, money, indirectly or directly involved, and then the men expect the intimacy, whether it's sexual, penetration or not. So just because men voted for Trump, and I don't think any women are gonna buy into this whole thing. I get it. Even women who use toys, if they've experienced the real thing and they really enjoyed it, they always want the real thing. No, so I don't see any women who have been, enjoying sex in the last 4 years not having sex because men voted for Trump.
If we stop sleeping with men, we beat them at their game. We beat them at their game if we stop sleeping with them. Because that's the very thing that they do not want to happen. The very thing men don't want to happen is for us to stop sleeping with them. So any intelligent, educated, hardworking woman, the biggest thing you can do to put men in their place in the next 4 years is to stop dating them and to stop sleeping with them. Because that is their greatest fear. That is...
I disagree. As much as men love sex, as much as men love women, personally, I believe the greatest fear for a man is to be broke. Getting into a fight where he could face some serious danger to his life, and maybe the death of his kids. But I don't think the greatest fear for men is not to have sex.
Is their greatest fear. So it's that simple, ladies. Stop sleeping with men. That is the biggest act of rebellion that we have against men in the next 4 years. I promise you. That is the biggest thing rich men are afraid of. So if rich men are afraid of that, imagine what middle class men think. Imagine what middle class men that don't even have money or the resources like rich men do. If rich men are that scared of women being in power, imagine how scared the middle class men are. Just something to think about, ladies.
You know what I'm
I don't think rich men are scared of. I think that the last set of people who are going to be scared of women not having sex with them are going to be rich men. And the reason being, they can just pay for it. There are going to be women who are willing to get the money, to make the money if you are not willing. So I would understand if, the guy is the average man, who's broke, who doesn't have the money to pay to take women on expensive dates. I would understand. But for rich men, that's the last set of group of people that would be scared about women trying to use sex as a weapon. Even sexless marriages, most sexless marriages are usually among people who are married but they don't have enough money. But very few rich married guys are in sexless marriages, because otherwise he would just pay somebody else to have sex with him if his wife doesn't want to have sex with him. But let me hear what Anton has to say.
Starting to realize snow bunnies are crazier than black women. Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. We need to do a wellness check on our white men, on our snow hairs, and see what's happening out in these streets. Because if this is what y'all have been enduring through since the beginning of time, of women that are feeling overly privileged and compelled to align themselves so much with feminism that they're literally hurting themselves by saying to not sleep with men, y'all got it bad. Y'all got it bad. Now I see why men started the Men Going Your Own Way group. Not that I would ever be part of such things, but I can understand it. I can understand why snow hairs were the first ones to start being passport bros.
I agree with Anton, because I actually think one of the reasons men decided to go their own way, it's more like you take women on dates, after a while, you realize it's not worth the investment. It's not worth the headaches. You realize the only thing that you get, the thing most guys want is a peaceful, nice, kind woman who's good to have a to hang out with, but it's like they take women on dates, women want expensive stuff, this and that, and then men are spending all this money and they're like, you know what, this is not worth it. So guys are like, I'm just gonna go my own way. I'm just gonna quit the whole dating game.